So I think we need to do a lockdown for all those who are over 55 or 60 years of age. And younger people can go and work, something like that. Cruel decisions to make, very cruel decisions to make. Who should die, this one or that one? What kind of a decision is that? The virus dances all over the planet. It's a dance of death. Well, on an average, I think for the last 1 week, United States is maintaining over 2,000 deaths for more than a week, if I'm right. Crossed 45,000, is it? 42,000 deaths in US alone. France has crossed 20,000 deaths. India reaching towards 600. But the relaxation, just the promised relaxation, which most states refuse to do because they know once they open up a little bit, then everybody tries to squeeze through that little gap. Already traffic jams around Delhi, everybody says they are on emergency duty. Their own kind of emergency, you can't, you know. Everybody thinks their work is important, their little business, their work, their family, whatever. So, maintaining an effective lockdown, how effective it will be as time goes by is a huge challenge and questionable. Singapore has declared a lockdown till 1st of June. Many experts are suggesting to India to close down till end of May. But I don't think India being largely an agricultural nation, at this time of year, you can't really lock down. 65% of the population is involved in agriculture or allied activity. And agriculture is something that has to happen on time because the seasons change and it doesn't wait for us. So there are challenges once the relaxation happens, how the virus will behave. But the good news is, ICMR is saying 80% of the people who come in touch with virus may not show any symptom or very mild symptom, that's about it for them. It's just that they will carry it and give it to somebody else. So I think we need to do a lockdown for all those who are over 55 or 60 years of age. And younger people can go and work, something like that. Vulnerable populations must be locked down to keep the death toll down. Others should get back into economic activity or something, I don't know, there's no perfect solution. Everything is cruel decisions to make, very cruel decisions to make. Who should die, this one or that one? What kind of a decision is that? But unfortunately, that's what we're being forced to make. Hospitals in India are not really overwhelmed. They have created over 100,000 beds spread across the country just for the virus infected. But we have only identified a little over 18,000 positive cases, out of which most of them are home quarantined. So, in anticipation of a overload of patients, all hospitals are sitting there like that, but there's actually no overload yet. I hope it stays this way and it passes this way. I don't know the power of monsoon, maybe it'll wash it off. Hope. There is no evidence anywhere that rain will wash it off, but it's a southern Indian hope. Because people in the south always believed that no matter what happens to the world, the southern peninsula of India will live. At one time, this was called as the Jambudvip. That means it was a golden island because north protected by Himalayan mountains, south protected by Indian Ocean. It was a land of plenty in every way. In terms of biodiversity, there is no other place as rich as this really. It is even much more than the rainforests in southern America in terms of what you find in the soil. Well, we are killing it systematically, that's a different matter, but it's like that. So, the lore and the culture has built this up. In the south, no matter what comes, we will always be protected and we'll be well because Shiva himself comes from the south. I don't know, when I go to United States, I have this, why even in United States the southern people think they are the best. This is a summer vacation and in a large southern family, all the… usually they're large families. All the cousins, brothers and sisters have all arrived, there are more than 40 people. We used to be like that when we were young, we were about 36 people coming, living in various parts of the country, but everybody assembling for the summer. So, they all arrived in a big ranch. Aunt Matilda, who was good with children, was trying to tell them how literally every virtue of kindness, of gentleness, of etiquette, of love and compassion, everything came from the southerners. So a skeptical teenager, one of the boys, asked, Aunt Matilda, did Jesus also come from the south? Was he a southerner? Then she looked at him, it would be too much of a stretch to transport a man from Palestine to Texas. She said, no, but he was good enough to be a southerner. So, we have our own South Indian prejudice. Nature has supported this prejudice with its biodiversity, with its plentifulness, with its culture, variety of things. So, southern people think they will fly through this also. Kerala, which was one of the first places which got maximum amount of infections because people came from elsewhere, has contained it very well. And getting back to business, I'm talking to various people in the administration in Tamil Nadu. They're also very confident that they will deal with it within the next 2 weeks and they will be back in business. Except for one committed group which caused a lot of aberration. They're saying if that group was not there by now, we would be back in business, totally. So, the confidence is not totally unfounded. There is something to it. And here we are, in the pristine south. So I think we will fly through this. It's just that hope it happens with minimum amount of damage. Unfortunately, a whole lot of medical care workers are succumbing to the virus all over the world. And also unfortunately, certain groups of people in India are attacking the doctors and nurses when they go to treat them. These are tragic aberrations, otherwise the medical community is doing a fantastic job. The police in India have become exemplary in bringing discipline to everybody, and they themselves are conducting everything with such a sense of dedication and commitment. And the political leadership largely, almost really, in a very large percentage, are beyond their normal petty politics and really on the job. If we stay like this, I think using the virus, if we stay like this, in 2 to 3 years' time, India will be somewhere else altogether.